Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now April 13th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of this point right now, they are really trying to patch things together. Disney's new CEO, Bob Chapek, and of course even Bob Iger, since he is now more involved over at Disney, in order to propel the company through this big crisis that we are dealing with right now around the entire world. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that it is going to evolve through, of course, Disney Plus and their new TV shows to arrive, whether it's live action or animated material, and even the fourth Star Wars trilogy of films that's really going to introduce a brand new mythology to the Star Wars fans. Now, one thing is for certain is that we do know that Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy was very incompetent as the head of Lucasfilm back when she had creative control over many of the Star Wars projects, like the sequel trilogy and the spin-off films and the future of Star Wars overall. Thankfully, she no longer has creative control over any of the existing projects currently in the early development phase, which I really do think it really does spell a light at the end of the tunnel here of what's to come for Disney Star Wars in the next 10 years or more. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and actor Adam Driver as Kylo Ren / Ben Solo, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are primarily focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that currently Bob Chapek and Bob Iger have multiple plans in place in order to reunite the fans around the world in order to create a better future for the Star Wars brand and to evolve the franchise. However, it's noted that during and after the premiere for The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators of the sequel trilogy, as well as the actors of the films, where eventually Adam Driver was questioned about Kathleen Kennedy's leadership as the head of Lucasfilm and handling the trilogy. Adam Driver went on to reveal that it was Kathleen Kennedy's decision to end the Skywalkers for good, and that J.J. Abrams had even discussed and proposed an idea with Adam Driver to him to keep Kylo Ren / Ben Solo alive at one point in time at the very end of episode 9, to finally have a happy ending for The Last Skywalker. However, Adam went on to reveal that Kennedy did not want this, as she wanted to close the doors on the Skywalker saga as far as films go, and that she was invested in focusing on the character of Rey becoming the last Skywalker instead. Adam Driver additionally went on to state that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio originally wanted Ben Solo to have more screen time and dialogue in the movie, as well as having more action scenes. However, Adam went on to unveil that Kennedy wanted Ben Solo to have minimum screen time in the movie and little to no dialogue when near the character of Rey in the movie to make the character mysterious. Adam states that Kennedy and JJ see Kylo and Ben Solo as two different characters completely, and that Adam revealed that he wished he got the opportunity to act more as Ben Solo in the film. So, the one strong point of The Rise of Skywalker, I really will say, is the acting by Adam Driver is just amazing, especially when he returns to the character of Ben Solo when he's talking to the vision of Han. Now, of course, we got dialogue at Ben, technically speaking, right, in The Rise of Skywalker as Kylo is transitioning to becoming Ben Solo, right? One would argue that he was already Ben Solo once he gets stabbed in the abdomen and actually feels his mother's death. So, when we look at everything related to it in that sense, Kathleen Kennedy wanted little to no screen time of Ben Solo as far as the action sequences go with a lightsaber and stuff around those lines, and dialogue of Ben Solo between himself and Rey. Now, this also falls directly in line with the multiple endings that we talked about, where originally there was going to be dialogue between Ben Solo and Rey when Ben Solo was getting ready to use the life exchange ability, the life force exchange, and that was actually going to include more dialogue by Ben Solo to Rey. Now, we do get a little bit of this in the novelization, it's not that much, but we do hear Ben Solo's final words, something around the lines of, "I will always be with you," or something like that, right? Pretty much a little bit of an homage to what Luke said. Now, when we look at everything related to Disney Star Wars, obviously this new expanded universe is going to bring a return of Ben Solo in a very unique way. Of course, we're talking about the books, novels, comics, and the planned animated sequel series to The Rise of Skywalker that is going to be a post-Episode 9 era animated show It's going to be like Star Wars Rebels / The Clone Wars, except with lifelike animation. It's going to appear to be more like cutscenes out of a video game, per se. So, the thing about Ben Solo, Adam Driver, Kathleen Kennedy, I think it just shows that Kathleen Kennedy doesn't necessarily know what the fans want. I think that having more Ben Solo sequences would have been very interesting. We do know that originally they had flashback scenes of Ben Solo and Luke Skywalker working together, as an actual team, as Jedi Master and Jedi Student. Would have loved to have seen that in the actual movie, but a lot of Luke's scenes were deleted, and so Ben Solo flashbacks were also lost in the process. So, with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.